Welcome back to the channel, Top Coin, Coin Collectors, Treasure Hunters, and Curious Minds. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most overlooked yet potentially valuable coins in American history, the 1967 1-cent coin. Yes, you heard that right. That little copper penny sitting in your drawer might be worth more than just 1 cent. In fact, some of these coins have been sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions and among private collectors. You do not want to miss this. So grab your magnifying glass, stay glued to your screen, and let's unlock the incredible story, value, and market mystery behind the 1967 United States penny. This is not just a coin, it's a time capsule, and it might just be your lucky treasure. Let's rewind the clock and travel back to the year 1967. It was a time of immense change and turbulence in the United States. The Vietnam War was intensifying. Civil rights protests were shaping the future of the nation. The Summer of Love was unfolding in San Francisco. And in the midst of all this cultural and political upheaval, the United States Mint was quietly producing one of the most fascinating pennies ever to circulate. In 1967, the United States Mint did something unusual. Due to a nationwide coin shortage that had occurred in the mid-1960s, the Mint decided to take extraordinary measures. To combat coin hoarding and speculation, no mint marks were used on any of the coins produced that year. That means whether the penny was struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, none of them bear a mint mark. That's right. Every 1967 penny looks almost identical at first glance, but that is just the beginning of the mystery. Now let's take a closer look at the design. The 1967 1-cent coin features the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or head side. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this portrait has graced the penny since 1909 in honor of Lincoln's 100th birthday. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The coin is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, which means that every penny from this year has a heavier, richer feel compared to modern zinc-based pennies. That copper content alone gives it intrinsic value, especially with the fluctuating prices of metals. But here's where things get really interesting. While most 1967 pennies may look ordinary, a few extremely rare and valuable varieties exist, and they are highly sought after by collectors around the world. Some of the rarest 1967 1-cent coins feature errors that occurred during the minting process. And when it comes to coins, errors mean value. Look out for double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks. These anomalies may appear as distorted letters, doubled images, or missing sections on the coin. A strong double die obverse, where Lincoln's profile and the date appear doubled, is considered one of the holy grails of this year. Another type of error is the floating roof variety on the Lincoln Memorial reverse. If the lines that connect the roof of the memorial to the sides are missing due to over-polishing of the die, it looks like the roof is floating, and collectors love this visual oddity. Some 1967 pennies have even been found on the wrong planchet, meaning they were mistakenly struck on a dime or foreign coin blank. These are incredibly rare and can fetch big bucks. Now the big question: how much is a 1967 1-cent coin really worth today? In general, if your 1967 penny is in circulated condition with no notable errors, its value will be close to its copper content, about 2 to 3 cents based on metal prices. But don't let that discourage you. Uncirculated 1967 pennies, those that have never been used in transactions and still retain their original mint luster, can be worth far more. High-grade coins certified by professional grading companies such as PCGS or NGC, especially those graded MS-65 or higher, can sell for $20 to $50. Some ultra-high-quality examples with stunning red color, full detail, and no blemishes have reached over $100. But here's where it gets exciting. Error coins and rare varieties have sold at auction for hundreds or even thousands. One famous 1967 penny with a dramatic double die obverse sold for more than $4,000. Another off-metal strike penny fetched over $2,000. These are real sales, real auctions, and real money. If you have a 1967 penny, especially one that looks unusual or different, it's time to give it a second look. You might be holding a tiny treasure worth far more than its face value. Now let's talk about how you can identify whether your 1967 penny is special. Start by checking the condition. The shinier and cleaner the coin, the better. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling on the date, the words "In God We Trust," or "Liberty." Examine the Lincoln Memorial for signs of the floating roof error. Look at the edges for clips or signs that the coin was struck off-center. If you suspect your coin is special, do not clean it. Cleaning can reduce the value significantly. Instead, place it in a safe container and consider having it graded by a professional service. You can also compare it to images from coin catalogs or online databases to identify known error types. Join online coin forums or local coin clubs to get opinions from experienced collectors. Some coin shops also offer free appraisals. The 1967 1-cent coin is more than just pocket change. It is a piece of American history, a remnant of a unique era, and potentially a miniature fortune waiting to be discovered. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting out, this penny offers excitement, mystery, and a tangible connection to the past. So next time you come across a penny from 1967, don't toss it aside. Study it. Treasure it. Because while most people see a copper coin, you now see a story, a possibility, and perhaps even a life-changing discovery. Remember, the next great coin find doesn't have to come from a bank vault or an auction house. Sometimes, it's hiding in plain sight, in your pocket, your change jar, or your grandma's coin box. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history and hidden value of the 1967 penny, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss a future treasure hunting episode. Share this video with your friends and family. Who knows, maybe someone you know is holding on to a valuable penny and doesn't even realize it. Drop a comment below if you have a 1967 penny in your collection or if you found an interesting coin you'd like us to feature next. We love hearing your stories and discoveries. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible story, hidden secrets, and shocking market value of the 1984 United States 1-cent coin. You don't want to miss this. If you're new here, welcome to the channel where we talk all things coins, collectibles, and hidden treasures. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss out on the next coin that could change your life. Let's dive in. Let's travel back to the year 1984. The United States was in a time of economic transition. Ronald Reagan was president. The Cold War was still ongoing. Apple had just released its first Macintosh computer, and Michael Jackson's Thriller was at the top of the charts. But while all of that was happening, the U.S. Mint was quietly producing billions of coins, including the unassuming yet fascinating 1984 1-cent coin. Now, at first glance, the 1984 penny looks just like any other Lincoln cent. It features the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, a design originally created by Victor David Brenner way back in 1909. And on the reverse, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, the iconic design used from 1959 to 2008. But what makes the 1984 penny different? What makes it potentially worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars? Let's get into the details. The 1984 penny was minted in three main locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint coins do not carry a mint mark. The Denver Mint coins bear the letter D, and the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins marked with an S. Here's the mintage breakdown. Philadelphia, over 8.1 billion coins. Denver, about 6.5 billion coins. San Francisco, nearly 3.3 million proof coins. That's right. Billions were produced. So why are some of them so valuable? It all comes down to errors, varieties, and conditions. Now here's where things get really interesting. Point one of the most famous varieties of the 1984 penny is the 1984 double die obverse, also known as the 1984 DDO. This error occurs when the coin's die, the metal stamp that imprints the design, is misaligned or shifted during the minting process, resulting in a noticeable doubling of the image. On this coin, the most visible doubling can be seen on Lincoln's ear, his jawline, and in some cases even his eye. This doubling is sharp and very obvious under magnification. If you find one of these in good condition, congratulations. You might be holding a coin worth hundreds to thousands of dollars. In fact, a 1984 double die penny in mint state condition, that means barely circulated or uncirculated, can sell for $300 to over $1,000. In higher grades like MS65 or MS67, it can skyrocket even further, with prices reaching $2,500 or more, depending on market demand. And get this, a top-graded 1984 double die cent sold at auction for nearly $6,000. Yes, from one single penny. You might be wondering, okay, but what if I just have a regular 1984 penny? Well, even those could have value. especially if they are in uncirculated or near-perfect condition. For example, a regular 1984 Philadelphia penny in MS65 red condition can be worth $5 to $15. A 1984 D penny in mint red condition can sell for $10 to $30. A proof 1984 S penny can be worth $5 to $20, depending on condition and clarity. Now that might not sound like much, but if you have rolls of pennies or a coin collection from the 1980s, those small values can add up quickly. So, how can you tell if your 1984 penny is special? Here's what to look for. Check for doubling on Lincoln's ear, eye, and jaw. Use a jeweler's loupe or microscope to inspect the details. Look at the coin's color. Red coins in brilliant condition are more valuable than brown or worn ones. Check for any unusual die cracks, off-center strikes, or misprints. Proof coins from San Francisco should have a mirror-like finish and sharp details. If you think you've got something valuable, you can send it to a professional grading service, like PCGS or NGC. Having a coin professionally graded can significantly increase its market value. Now let's talk about the current market value and demand. The market for collectible coins, especially error coins, has surged in recent years. Thanks to online platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and even YouTube channels like this one, more people are learning about valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Collectors are constantly hunting for 1984 double-die pennies, and prices fluctuate based on availability, demand, and condition. In 2024 and 2025, high-grade 1984 DDO cents continue to attract serious bids, especially if slabbed and graded by top companies. Keep an eye on listings. Some coins get buy it now offers of $1,000 or more, while rare high-grade versions trigger bidding wars. Here's your action plan. Start checking your change jars, penny rolls, and inherited coin collections. Always look at the year. 1984 is the magic number. Get a magnifying glass or digital microscope and look for that doubled ear. Store your valuable finds and protective coin holders. Stay informed by following numismatic news and watching channels like this one. You never know when a simple coin might change your financial future. So, have you ever found a rare 1984 penny? Do you have a story to share about a valuable coin discovery? Drop your experience in the comments below. We love hearing from fellow collectors. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin treasure hunting tips, and share this video with someone who needs to check their pennies. Today's video is going to blow your mind because we are talking about a tiny coin that could be sitting in your pocket right now, the 1985 1-cent coin from the United States of America. Yes, that little copper penny could be worth far more than 1 cent. In fact, depending on certain details, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. You definitely don't want to miss a second of this video because I'm going to walk you through everything: the history, the features, the mint errors to watch for, and the current market value of this incredibly underrated coin. So grab your magnifying glass, maybe check your coin jar, and let's dive into the fascinating world of the 1985 Lincoln cent. Let's start with a bit of history. The 1985 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln cent, is part of one of the longest-running coin series in American history. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln cent has seen a variety of changes over the years, from metal composition to minor design tweaks. But the 1985 version stands out for a few key reasons. In 1985, the U.S. Mint produced billions of these coins. Yes, billions with a B, but not all pennies are created equal. While most people see them as just ordinary pocket change, collectors know that within these billions lies a hidden treasure. Coins from that year were struck in 3 different mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each has its own value potential based on quality, rarity, and demand. But here's what makes it even more interesting. Although the overall mintage was high, certain factors like minting errors, coin condition, and even the type of metal used in some cases can turn an ordinary penny into a prized possession. Let's take a closer look at the 1985 Lincoln cent. On the obverse, that's the front of the coin, you'll see the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Above Lincoln's head is the motto "I in God We Trust," and to the left is the word liberty. The date 1985 is stamped on the right, and if your coin was minted in Denver or San Francisco, you'll also find a small mint mark underneath the year. On the reverse side, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, which was designed by Frank Gasparo. This design was used from 1959 through 2008. If you look closely, you'll notice that Lincoln's statue is visible between the columns of the memorial, a neat little detail that's often overlooked. Now, here's where things get interesting, especially for collectors. Some 1985 pennies have what's known as a double die error, where parts of the design appear doubled due to misalignment during the striking process. These double die errors are highly sought after and can fetch serious money depending on how visible and rare the error is. Many people don't realize this, but the composition of the Lincoln cent actually changed just a few years before 1985. Before 1982, pennies were made mostly of copper. But in 1982, the U.S. Mint switched to a cheaper metal, zinc, with only a thin copper plating. The reason? The cost of copper had become too high, and it was costing more than a penny to make a penny. So, if you have a 1985 penny, it's likely made of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper. But here's the twist, some rare transitional errors do exist. These are coins that were accidentally struck using the wrong metal planchet, like a copper one left over from earlier years. If you find a 1985 penny that weighs around 3.11 grams instead of the standard 2.5 grams, you might be holding a very valuable coin. Let's talk about what gives a 1985 penny its value beyond face value. There are four main factors: mint errors, double die obverse, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or coins struck on the wrong metal can make a huge difference in value. Some error coins have sold for over $1,000. Mint mark. Pennies from the San Francisco Mint, particularly proof coins, are usually shinier, more detailed, and made with special care. These can fetch higher prices, especially in top condition. Coin grading plays a massive role. A 1985 penny in circulated condition might only be worth a few cents, but in uncirculated or mint state, especially MS65 or higher, the value can rise dramatically. Rarity and demand. If a particular mint error is rare and collectors are hunting for it, the price goes up. Supply and demand apply here just like in any market. Now to the question everyone wants to know: how much is a 1985 penny worth today? For standard, circulated 1985 pennies, the value is usually around 1 cent. Maybe slightly more if it's in decent condition. But here's where it gets exciting. A 1985 D penny in MS67 condition has sold for over $1,000 at auction. A 1985 penny with a dramatic double die error can fetch between $100 to $500 or more depending on visibility and overall condition. A 1985 S-proof penny in PR70 deep cameo, that's a near-perfect coin, can reach values from $20 to $100 or higher. Rare transitional errors like a copper-based 1985 penny have been valued at well over $1,500 if authenticated by a grading service. The key is having your coin evaluated by a professional, preferably PCGS or NGC. These grading services not only verify authenticity but also provide a standardized grade that helps in determining true market value. If you're ready to check your change or dig through your coin jar, here are some expert tips to keep in mind. Use a digital scale to check the weight of your 1985 pennies. This could help you identify a transitional metal error. Examine coins under a magnifying glass or microscope to look for doubling, mint marks, and other striking errors. Store any potential valuable finds in coin flips or holders to avoid damage. Consider sending your best coins to a professional grading company for authentication. If you decide to sell, eBay, heritage auctions, and specialized coin dealers are good places to list. Be sure to compare similar listings to price your coin competitively. So there you have it, the incredible story behind the 1985 1-cent coin. From a common piece of change to a potential collector's jackpot, this humble penny proves that hidden treasure is still out there, sometimes right in the palm of your hand. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into rare coins and hidden gems. And hey, if you've got a cool 1985 penny or another coin you want to show off or ask about, drop it in the comments below. We might feature your coin in a future video. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about, surprisingly valuable, and often overlooked coins in modern American history, the humble 1992 1-cent coin. That's right, a penny, but not just any penny. This little copper beauty from 1992 could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars if you've got the right one sitting in your change jar right now. Now, before you rush off to check your piggy bank, stay with me. Because we're going to break down everything you need to know: the history of the 1992 penny, what makes it so rare, how to identify the valuable ones, and most importantly, how much they're selling for in the current market. This is not just numismatics, this is real money sitting in plain sight. The 1-cent coin has been part of American coinage since the late 1700s, and while its face value has always remained 1 cent, its design and composition have changed significantly over time. By 1992, the penny featured the classic Lincoln portrait on the obverse, that's the front of the coin, a design by Victor D. Brenner that was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. The reverse, or the back of the coin, from 1959 through 2008, featured the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This design change celebrated Lincoln's 150th birthday and replaced the wheat ears seen on earlier versions. But here's where it gets interesting and valuable. In 1992, the U.S. Mint accidentally created a rare variety of penny, a minting error, a slip-up that would later become one of the most sought-after coins by collectors. This error involves what is now known as the close AM reverse design. Let me explain. Most pennies from 1992 have a wide space between the letters and M in the word America on the reverse side. That's normal. But a tiny number of pennies from that year, including both Philadelphia and Denver mint marks, that's 1992 and 1992, were struck with a reverse design that was intended for proof coins. These coins mistakenly feature a close AM design, where the A and M are almost touching. It's a tiny detail, but that tiny design mix-up could be worth thousands of dollars. So how did this close AM penny make it into circulation? The theory goes that a proof reverse die, meant only for proof coins from San Francisco, was accidentally used in the production of circulation strikes at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. This wasn't caught immediately, and so a small number of coins with this unusual die pairing made it into regular rolls of pennies, unknowingly passed from hand to hand for decades. Some ended up in jars, drawers, or maybe even stuck under couch cushions. But now, with collectors on high alert, finding a 1992 close AM penny is like striking gold. All right, let's get down to business. How do you know if you've got a valuable 1992 close AM penny? Check the date. You're looking for pennies from 1992. This includes both Philadelphia minted, no mint mark, and Denver minted, with a D under the year. Flip to the back. Look closely at the word America. Examine the spacing. On a close AM variety, the letters and M in America are almost touching, with little to no space between them. Use a magnifier. These details are tiny, so a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe is a must, compared to a regular coin. Grab another penny from the early 90s to compare. On regular coins, the A and M are clearly separated. If you think you found one, don't clean it, don't alter it. Put it in a coin flip or plastic sleeve and take it to a reputable coin dealer or get it graded professionally. It could be the best penny you've ever found. Now, let's talk money. How much could a 1992 close AM penny actually fetch on the market? Let me give you some real-world sales to blow your mind. In recent years, certified examples of the 1992 close AM penny in high-grade condition, like MS-64 or better, have sold at auction for over $20,000. That's right, 1 cent turned into $20,000, just because of a tiny design variation. Even lower-grade specimens, if certified as authentic, can sell for several hundred to several $1,000s, depending on their condition and market demand. And the demand is growing as more collectors seek out modern rarities. Here's what's happening in the coin world right now. The demand for modern varieties is skyrocketing. Why? Because they're accessible. You don't need to spend a fortune to collect old colonial coins. Instead, you can hunt through change, coin rolls from the bank, or even flea market finds, and potentially strike it rich. Dealers are listing 1992 close AM cents on eBay and other auction sites, and many of them sell quickly, especially when graded by PCGS or NGC, the top coin grading companies. There are even stories of people who found these coins in circulation as recently as last year. The coins are still out there, hiding in plain sight. So what's the takeaway here? It's simple. Look at your pennies, especially the ones from 1992. That old jar of coins in your kitchen? Your childhood coin collection? There might be a close AM penny in there just waiting to change your life. And remember, this isn't just about money. It's about history, mystery, and the thrill of the hunt. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes that story is worth a fortune. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more hidden coin secrets, and share this video with your friends and family. Who knows? One of them might be sitting on a gold mine without even knowing it. Drop a comment below if you've ever come across a rare coin, or if you want help identifying your own 1992 penny. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.